Hi there. I want to talk to you real briefly about advanced directives. First of all, what is an advanced directive? Is the first thing. Well, an advanced directive is basically a legal document that outlines how you want your medical health care to be carried out when you're unable to do it yourself. Case scenario. This actually happened. I'm not good enough to make this up, but read your current events. McDonald's Corporation recently had a E. coli breakout in its, I believe it was the quarter pounder hamburger, cheeseburger, whatever you want to call it. I try not to eat that garbage. But they had an E. coli breakout. And some people actually got sick, and a few people died from this, right? It was something, according to what the media says, don't quote me, but maybe the onions or something like that. But long story short, just imagine you stop at McDonald's, you stop by to feed the kids, you are 38 years old, and you have small children, and you and your family go in and you have a meal at McDonald's. And for yourself, you have that quarter pounder, the one that's in question, that killer burger, right? So you end up at the hospital, urgent care, immediate care for this pain that you have, and you don't know it's stomach pain, you don't know what it is. But when you get to the root of it, is actually food poisoning, and is E. coli. And E. coli is a disorder or sickness that arises from when feces is ingested into the human body, and it causes sickness and sometimes death. Well, a couple weeks ago actually, McDonald's was dealing with this very issue where people went in, had a burger, got sick, somebody died, somebody got sick. Imagine this is you're at the hospital, and they're about to do some type of surgery to save your life. The first thing they're going to ask you is what? Do you have an advanced directive? And your answer is yes, I hope. And if not, then let me help you turn that maybe or that no into a yes. Because after I finish explaining to you how they work, you may want to pick up the pace and get that taken care of. Okay, so you're in the hospital. You say, I don't have an advanced directive, right? You go into surgery, and while you're in surgery or shortly after, you take a turn for the worse. Now, you just went in for food poisoning. You thought it was going to be in and out. But here you are in the hospital, and you laid up, and now you are in a state of where you can't speak for yourself. Do you have your affairs in order? I'm talking about that directive, advanced directive. It means having direction in place before the time comes up, having your shift in order before it even comes up. You want to cover your assets, not just your assets, but you want to cover your assets as well, because the assets don't mean nothing to you if your ass ain't living to have those assets and to use them. So here's what an advanced directive can do for you. One, it can avoid unnecessary suffering. Avoid unnecessary suffering. You're laying up in the hospital, and you're suffering for what? When you could have somebody that could ask for certain treatment. Maybe there are certain treatments that they can authorize to relieve your pain. But if you don't have that, then guess what? Whose best interest do you think the doctor works in? Your best interest or that of the hospital that pays them? And then think about this. It can reduce confusion and disagreements about your preferences in your family and with people you care about. It can take those family fallouts off the table, just out of the equation, because now you have advanced directives in place for what you want to do. Now, if you're not sure you're going to get E. coli and end up in that situation, perhaps maybe you have a spouse or a sibling or a best friend or a parent or a child or close relative or distant relative that you trust to make sure that these things get taken care of the way you want them to be done. Because if you don't have that stuff done and before you go in, it's too late, because it's a legal document and needs to go through an attorney to get it done. So don't get caught up the creek without a pedal, all right? These things are happening. It's not only the older people that's dying, young people are dying today too. In fact, statistically, young people are dying more faster at an alarming rate, much higher than older folks. Old folks are living a lot longer. People are living longer because of medicine, because of technology and things of that nature. Young people are dying because when we're young, we think we have all this time and it's not going to happen to me. But guess what? It happens every day. You might not be at McDonald's. You could be a drive-by shooting. I'm just going to put it out there. If you're black, it could be a cop shooting. It could be anything. Somebody could rob you. Long story short is, have your shift in order so when that day comes, you have somebody that can speak on your behalf. You have an advance directive, which basically puts a power of attorney of your health care, a durable power of attorney. And once you come out of the hospital and you become able again, guess what? You lose that power of attorney and you pick up that power back in your own hands. Think about it. It's just that easy. It doesn't cost that much to set it up, but it can cost you your life by not having it, okay? So, click the link below if you want to learn more about this. When you click, you can know. All right? We'll show you how it's done.